Are you feeling a little cold out there? Well, the real estate stats just came out for Metro Orlando and you might be heating up. Listen up. First of all, my Jags, they went so far, yet they didn't make it too far, but very happy for my Jags. What a year. Go Jags. All right, let's talk about real estate stats. Let's start with inventory. What's going on with the inventory? Now, there's a lot of seasonality that goes on, so we're going to see this in the numbers. So for the inventory, the seasonality kicked in because in December, nobody likes to sell their house. So the inventory dropped 9% from November. So that's not a big deal, that's expected. If you compare it to last year, which is a better indicator when you do see seasonality, it went up about 13%. So there's definitely more houses on the market than there was this time last year. So what feeds inventory? Well, that's new listings that hit the market. And so what we saw is that the inventory went down new listings went down 17% versus November. Typical seasonality. Nobody wants anybody walking through the house unless it's Santa Claus at that time. And if you compare it to last year, it's even lower compared to last year, about 4%. So what about future business? That's when we really dig into the new contracts. So here's the thing, compared to November, new contracts were down 20%. That's a huge difference right there. That is seasonality again. Not a lot of home buyers are out and looking for houses during that time unless they're desperate and they need to do it. If you compare it to last year, it's actually 9% higher. Now, what we like to look at is those are the new contracts, but what about closings? Closings did go up versus November, and that went up quite a bit, 20%. Why is that the case? Well, a lot of times people like to buy before the end of the year so they can claim the entire year for the property tax rather than just a small portion of it. So that has a lot to do with it. A lot of investors take advantage of that as well. So that went up 20%. If you compare it to last year, that went up 1%, so not a big deal. Hey, I'm just gonna break in here, and if you were thinking about buying or selling your house in 2026, I'll tell you this is a year to do it. We're gonna see more buyers in the market than we've seen in the past 3 years, and that has to do with the lower interest rates. So if you're thinking about selling, this is a good time to put your house on the market. And if you're thinking about buying, don't hesitate. You remember last time the rates got really low? There were multiple offers. There was no inventory. You were fighting with other people to find houses. You don't want to get yourself in that predicament. And if you need our help in doing that, please let us know. Call the number below. Be glad to help you out. So how did this all affect pricing? Well, the median price in Orlando is $380,000 and like $333. So it actually went down 1%. So we're starting to see some bounce in here with the pricing. And that's going to take place because there's a lot of uncertainty in the economy as well as other things that are taking place. The biggest announcement was last week that the federal government is going to be buying $200 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities. Now, what that is going to do is that's going to have the interest rates go down artificially, because what happens is that puts more money into the lender market, and then lenders become more competitive and they are lowering the rates because of that. And we saw that. Rates dropped in one day from 6.21% down to 5.99%. So that is going to drive demand. People are going to drop off the fence and they're going to get back into the market. All right, let's look at some annual numbers. So closings for 2025 compared to 2024 actually went down about 6%. Now that makes sense because rates were pretty high until about October when they dropped from the high sixes down to the 6.2. And so that got a lot of people off the fence, and that's why closings were so high in the month of December. Now, if we look at the pricing piece for the whole year, the highest price point was $385,000. That's the highest it's ever been. So we're at 380 right now. So it's been bouncing back and forth because of all the economic news. So what's going to be happening in 2026? Well, my counterpart, the Swami, did his predictions, and that's on another video. And if you're seeing this on the newsletter, it's right below. Listen to that. If not, go onto our YouTube page, livinorlando.com, and that's without the G, Livin, L-I-V-I-N, Orlando.com, and you can find it on there on what his predictions are for the rest of the year. I hope that you are now real estate smart.